In this week's episode, we're talking about what it's really like bringing up young kids in Bali, plus giving you an insight into some of the best family-friendly places and activities the island has to offer.
But before we dive in, how has your week been, Michelle?
I've had a great week, actually.
Yeah?
It was my birthday last week, so it's been really nice.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I did all the things that you do here. So facial, massage, eyelashes tinted. Had a me kind of day, which was nice. And then I went out for dinner. My oldest took me to Shooters in Bali in Seminyak.
Oh.
She just wanted to do like something just with me. And she's like, yeah, to Shooters, which is cute. It's like this little mini golf place. They have like axe throwing and pool table and other games. Yeah. We obviously just did the other games in the mini golf. Yeah. It was really nice. Like it needs a reno, but for 50K, it's pretty cheap.
I'm pretty sure it recently had a reno because it was shut for a while.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
it still needs
No, it's falling apart. It hasn't been done in a long time. Like it could be great, but it is only 50K, and the cocktails there are really, really good. I didn't have any on the weekend, but in the past, they're really good, and they're lemonade. So we did that, and then we also, as part of my birthday, we went to the Trans Mall theme park.
Trans Studio Mall?
Yeah, Trans Studio Mall theme park, which is really cool. So for anyone that hasn't gone, it's like a roller coaster that goes out the top of a shopping centre. Mm-hmm. You would have seen it probably on social media.
Sorry, did you go on that?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm always like, no, that's not for me on the top of the mall.
Oh, it was so good. It's so good. I have a video of it.
Did you feel safe?
Yes. It's all really safe. Yeah. Except for one ride. It was quite funny actually. Yeah. But so it was really good. It is for my youngest. She's still not quite tall enough. So she's 3.5, nearly 4. Yeah. She is on the short side. We're waiting for that growth spurt. Yeah. But she couldn't really go on that many rides, which was a bit annoying. Yeah. But it was really fun. There was this zombie shooting game, which was so fun. It was so scary. It's like the full production. You go down underground by yourself and there's like zombies yelling, and that was really fun. Really fun. What else have I done this week?
And I should say the mall the theme park is inside, isn't it?
Predominantly, an inside theme park. Yeah. Yes.
So good for the days you want to escape the heat.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's only a few rides, but there's like virtual reality ride sort of thing. There's flying over Indonesia, which is you're in I don't know, what would you call it? Like a seat, a seat
it's like
all these
cinema,
other
like a 3D cinema,
and 3D cinema. It's like just a short 3D cinema thing, and which was really fun. The kids could go on that.
Yes, my kids loved that ride. I also loved it.
It was really good. Yeah, the girls loved it. Then there's like a flying thing that goes over the whole theme park that Annabelle could go on with me. Yep. That one there, seatbelt wasn't working. I had to hold her. Welcome to Bali. I had a really good day.
Yeah, you had a good birthday celebrations.
What about you? Anything fun?
Nothing in comparison, to be honest. It's been kind of a quieter week. The weekend was filled kind of with play dates for the kids. My daughter had a sleepover, kind of the first one at our house, which she loved. We went to sashimi, to the sushi train, and this week has kind of just been prepping, podcasting stuff. Played paddle yesterday, and weekly Bahasa lesson. Oh no, just kind of my average usual Bali.
Yeah,
it's been good.
Oh, nice,
cool. So this week it's all about family life. We're talking about what it's actually like bringing up young kids in Bali. We both have young kids, so. My daughter is 7 and my son is 5, and you?
Yeah, so my girls are 3.5 and 5.5.
Yeah. So we kind of got that aspect of knowing lots about things the younger kids to do rather than teenage kids. But we'll talk about all the activities that there is on the island. What would you say the biggest advantages of raising kids in Bali are?
Gosh, the biggest advantage is probably a few aspects. I'd say the work-life balance, which is pretty much why we came here, is the flexibility that having help definitely has given us. And then the kids being around different cultures has, again, been amazing for them. The weather, we can always be doing things generally outside. I mean, the heat does stop us a lot of the time too, which is quite funny. Yeah, even the rain. But it's just I don't know, it feels better than being in like dreary Melbourne a lot of the time.
I know what you mean.
There's lots of different activities to do. You've obviously got the beach. You can go on day trips everywhere. Swimming is a big thing. I know a lot of people have, like, in maybe warmer places have pools, but we've never had a pool. And our kids are such great swimmers because they've been swimming from such a young age. Yeah. So we always have the pool. I think that's probably the best thing about raising kids here.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, all the same things for me. Yeah.
Anything that is harder than you would think would be maybe in your home country or a different place?
I guess maybe getting around because of traffic. If you want to go to other parts of the island, say, for example, there's a really cool place called Aerospace towards Sanur for kids. It's just that it's quite far from here, and if there's traffic, it can take a long time. So I think that's just something to bear in mind. I guess if you're thinking of moving here, traffic is something to think about.
But I think, though, because I always think about this, you're not, well, you don't drive. You'd get a car, right?
Yeah.
You'd get a GoJet car.
Yes.
And how long would it take you?
Depends on like what day it is and the traffic. But so from going where we live to Sanur, probably should be like 50 minutes, 50 minutes on a good run. But there have been instances, for example, my daughter went on a school trip to Aerospace. Yeah, that's right. And it took them 3 hours to get there. And then 2 hours to get back.
Yeah.
That was a busy time of year. It was December. But like, it's that.
It's the not knowing.
It's the not knowing. So that's probably, I mean, it can be traffic wherever you live, but there's something different about Bali traffic.
Yeah, because I would, like, in Australia where we lived, to go to Chadstone, the shopping centre, it would probably take me half an hour, 40 minutes. And it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm in control. I'm driving maybe as well. Whereas here it takes probably the same amount of time to go to a shopping centre here, and it feels like a big thing.
Yeah,
it does.
Maybe when you're being driven.
Funny mindset.
That's just one thing. I guess also you do have to take into account the heat. It is hot. So I wouldn't say it's a disadvantage as such, but like it can get very hot that you wouldn't spend so much time outside. You do need shade. You do need to cool off. Yeah, that's kind of it.
Yeah.
How do you balance work and raising two kids?
I guess the main thing that we love living here is we do have help. We also chose to have jobs or roles that are more flexible. The whole point of being here was that we could drop our kids off, pick them up from school as much as possible, spend more time with them after school. But we have our nanny helper, so she does like our cleaning, she does looks after the kids every now and then. So she picks them up from school every Monday to Wednesday and looks after them to 5, which is really nice. They still complain that we're always working and they're like, we're always on our laptop. And it's funny because if we were in Melbourne, we would be going to an office.
Yeah.
And we're like, Joe's always telling them, you wouldn't see me probably in the morning, or you'd see me, but then I'd have to go out and then I wouldn't be home until probably 6 or 7 at night. Yeah. So, they're very lucky to have us around. And we work from home as well. Yeah. So even when they get home from school, they'll pop in and they'll say hello, or they'll jump on meetings with us, which is really cute. I think COVID, that was a positive of COVID, right? Having people are very used to that now. Yeah. So it is. We still have the same struggles of working parents, surely, but we have help. So,
that's a big plus of living here. Much easier to juggle, and you're more present, like with your kids, I think. Yeah, more around, more.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest questions that we get, and that plays on our mind, is healthcare, especially with kids. And I think we've both had maybe different experiences of the healthcare here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think when you first arrive, I don't know about you, but when we first got here, lots of things kept coming up with the kids, with various new things we'd not seen before. What is that on their skin? Like, so many things. Overall, I'd say generally we found like the GPs locally okay. I mean, we didn't have anything else to compare it to. Like, we've seen the same person here. I think lots of people see the same doctor in Brava that there is.
Yeah.
So I found it pretty good. I think you do worry that it's not thorough enough in certain things, and then depending what's wrong, I feel like antibiotics are quite heavily kind of
prescribed.
And
And
every other thing you might need. So I don't like it in that respect. But we have had recently an incident with Bella where we were forced into a bit of an emergency situation, accident with a skateboard. Luckily only in our villa, hitting the floor, not outside, thank God, because it had been a whole different kind of situation. But she had to have surgery, and I was so scared. I mean, I never thought anybody would be having surgery here. And, you know, you don't ever think an accident is going to happen. And the whole experience was pretty good. I can't fault the doctors, the nurses, all the staff in the hospital were great. We went to BIMC in the end. It's not as fancy and modern as Siloam looks, but the care was great. For me, putting your child under general anaesthetic
was just so scary
in a foreign country. But I would say I was pleasantly surprised, and I think it was a good experience to have, to know that it's not that bad. And we know of people here that have very sadly had motorbike accidents, and luckily not fatal, but they've had big accidents, and we know that they were taken care of pretty well here. So while I think you'd naturally think it'd be better to be in the Western world in hospitals, I don't think it's as bad maybe as people make out, and there are good services here. What would you say? Have you had any experiences with the hospitals?
I mean, everything that we've had, it's been good. We haven't had very big issues. I think I'm trying to think, maybe it was the first 6 months that we were here, Annabelle split her chin as well, and it was late-ish at night, and we also went to BIMC because my husband is very well known with hurting himself, so he knew about stitches, and he's like, no, it's deep enough that it could be glued. I don't want stitches, and no one would do that. The two that we went to were like, no, she'll need stitches, and he's like, nah, and just pushed it. So I took her to BIMC, and they glued it up, and we got in really quickly because you see things being you have to wait hours, and in Melbourne, the Children's Hospital, we had to wait hours. So it was nice to just get straight in. It was great. It was clean. So we had a really good experience. The only thing I think with that sort of thing in emergencies is getting to the hospital. Because obviously with traffic, ambulances, waiting for an ambulance, I don't think that's a thing.
You can, but it's few and far between.
Because there's nowhere for anyone to move to let the ambulance through. So that's my only worry, is if we need to get somewhere. Even when Annabelle did that with her chin, I took her on the back of a scooter because I just wanted to get her there because it was Friday night and traffic's crazy. So she fell asleep because, but I think that's the only thing that really worries me here, and bigger things potentially. I mean, the dental here, I love our dentist. It's amazing. It's so cheap. I don't understand how they can do it so cheap compared to Australia. What else? Medical wise, the kids have had dentist checks here. Actually, we did have a funny one. Who that about? This is where as much as it is okay here, it's good to get second opinions. We took her to one dentist, the same place, and the dentist said she had a hole in the front of her teeth. One of her teeth had a little hole. I was like, oh my God. And she's like, oh, do you want me to give it put a filling in? I was like, no, it's her baby teeth for starters. And I was a bit skeptical. And then 6 months later, we did another check, and he's like, no, there's no hole there. I'm like, oh my God.
I do have similar experience with the dentists here.
Yeah.
If I feel like I'm trying to be sold something, my dentist, I've moved dentists since then, but they told me I needed all my wisdom teeth out. And I was like, not really keen for that. Don't fancy it. I don't really have any problems.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to wait, go to my dentist in the UK. She's like, nah, you don't need them out.
Yeah.
So I was like, you've got to be, if you're not having troubles, I would maybe just wait till you go home and get these things checked out properly before you do something big like getting all your wisdom teeth out. But just to, do your due diligence.
Yeah.
The one thing that's good, I think, is you get to see a specialist very quickly.
Yeah, that's true.
Like in the UK, if you're relying on the NHS, you're going to be waiting a while for your appointment.
Yeah.
Here, you can pretty much book, I would say, availability with specialists within the next week or 2 days.
Yeah, true.
So that is a bonus.
Yeah.
It's not so bad.
Yeah. But health insurance is expensive.
Yeah.
Do you think compared to?
I've never had health insurance anywhere else, to be honest, because I've never needed it. And in the UK NHS, it's free.
Really?
Yeah.
Like full? Oh, okay. We would have private health insurance in Australia.
Yeah.
On top of like Medicare.
On top of Medicare.
Yeah. So the private health would help us get in front of the line, I guess, if we needed it. Yeah. And we would get discounts on dental and all of that.
Okay. Yeah, in England, they're very lucky. Yeah.
Is that free?
Yeah.
So you get healthcare benefit. Yeah. Wow. That's great.
But to get an appointment for things these days is a nightmare in the UK.
Is there any way to speed it up?
Nope.
No. Okay.
You wait your turn.
Yeah, interesting.
Hopefully, if it's something serious, you get seen sooner, but I honestly wouldn't. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So different everywhere, hey?
Yeah, totally. And if you're in the US, I hear it's very expensive.
It's just, I think it's very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Wow. The next thing, I guess, with the kids is especially moving here. And one of the most important things for us was looking at schools, childcares and at schools.
Yeah.
How did you go about that?
Before we got here, we had done some Google research, as you do. I think that's all we did. We ended up looking. So when we moved, the kids were almost 2 and just turned 4. So we were looking at like daycares, kindergarten kind of thing. Came across the garden in Brawa. I don't know how we ended up on there over anywhere else. I think it's just the best looking place to us that we could find.
Yeah.
The nursery that my kids were in the UK was called the Children's Garden. So it was, I don't know, it's the same kind of name. It just seemed easy. And I'd been emailing the manager there, the principal, and we had arranged a viewing for when we got here. There were others around, but that one the location where the first Airbnb we got was like round the corner from there. So it just seemed like the obvious choice. But there are many, many different options of daycares around. The garden is one of them.
Yeah.
But there's
Metelia.
Yeah. Umala's Kids
Again in Brawa.
Umala's Kids Club, yeah. Atahari, Scooby-Doo, Boomy, Little Tree. There's lots. And the garden's actually opening another campus in Sonor soon, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So there's lots of different ones on offer. But yeah, and we found the garden like an amazing place. Your daughter obviously still goes there.
Yeah.
Right now. Teachers very kind.
Yes, they're beautiful, great teachers.
Yeah.
It's a very pretty school as well. It's run by an Australian. So she's obviously brought across a lot of the standards, I think.
Yeah.
It looked a lot like from what we came from with our childcare. So I think for us, we chose it to minimize the big changes, I guess, for our oldest daughter when we first got here.
Yeah.
That suited her.
Yeah.
But a lot of them, like, there's so many options of alternative schooling, like Metelia that's a lot more outside. There's the Sun School, which is in like this beautiful bamboo structure in rice fields. Yeah. So obviously there is the Green School. Did you ever go check that out?
I didn't. I actually made an appointment and then cancelled it. I think it's the distance for us that I was just like, we're not going to go from Umalas, Canggu area up there. Lots of people do, though. I'm pretty
or
they
bus
do
services for the kids.
But for us, that just seemed like a lot for young kids, especially, like to be going that far each day. Did you go and view it?
No, I didn't think it would be for my kids.
Yes. Yeah. It's a whole new concept at the Green School, a different concept, I should say. But I think lots of people move to Bali for the Green School.
Yeah.
And I think they're opening a new one in Tulum soon.
Yeah.
They do lots outdoors. It's not the standard curriculum.
Yeah. I think that's what's great with the schools in Bali. A lot of the curriculum is expanded to bring in some new ways of thinking.
Yeah.
That's what we loved about looking at the schools.
Yeah.
There's empath school.
So we touched on daycares. What about, primary up? What is there?
Yeah, so many. So like we said, the Green School, empath school, there's Pro-Ed, which there's a few campuses, Umalas, Nuanu. There's Australian Independent School, French School, Island School.
Yeah, there's so many. And there's lots around this area, but there are spread out. There's also Denpasar, Sanur. Uluwatu for me is the only one I'm not sure of in terms of primary and high school.
I don't know if there isn't much of an option, because I know a lot of people that lived there for a bit and then they would travel for school and end up moving. But and one thing here is international students can't go to local schools. So they do have to go to an international school or an international childcare. And the local the local kids obviously go to their local schools. So our kids aren't necessarily mixing with Balinese kids. That is the only thing.
But I noticed so some of these schools are bilingual schools. Not all of them. Some are just solely English speaking, like the French school, for example, of course, is French speaking. But all the schools have Bahasa Indonesia lessons. Which is good,
which I love. And I think they all kind of follow, obviously, a different curriculum. I feel like a lot follow British.
Lots of them
mostly. I feel like there's a Montessori school as well. Which is an option. Our kids go to Canggu Community School. Which, we love. Did you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so Canggu Community School is in Brawa, and it starts from age 3, I want to say, in early years going right up to high school. So you can finish up there. And they've been going around for a while now. They follow the British curriculum. They do many Bahasa lessons each week. So the language is in there, and everything is enriched with the Indonesian national curriculum. Which is great, and I think most schools have that. It's a very, I would say, inclusive school. There are people from all nationalities. It's a good mix. There's plenty of activities where they get parents involved, parent-teacher kind of thing. We're very happy there. The teachers are expats, and they also have then teaching assistants, like local teaching assistants, supporting every class. I'm pretty sure it's every class.
Would you say it follows a more traditional schooling approach?
I would say so. It's not like an outdoor school. There's plenty of things they do outdoors, but I think it follows kind of the way we see kind of like Australian British schools. They kind of follow a similar setup with just the, addition of mixing like local things into it. They do a lot of cultural activities. What do you think about school? Are you happy there?
Yeah, definitely. I love it. I love the activities that they offer, the inclusivity, the different cultures. For a while, we were for us, it feels like it would be, I guess, if we were in Australia almost. And for a while, we're in Bali, should we be looking at some of these alternative approaches? And we're very much along that mindset. But they do offer those sort of things as well. And again, it comes down to your child and what your child prefers. And Annabelle loves the structure. She loves the routine. She loves learning. So it's like learning in what's it called? Like maths and English and writing. So she's not the most outdoorsy kid. Whereas Sophia maybe, but yeah. So I think it does come down to your kids, and we're really happy. It's a great school.
Yeah.
They have really high standards as well, which is good. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say because there are so many schools, there is a school for your child here. Like you can find what you need.
Yeah.
And that also there's the option of homeschooling, which I think Bali lends itself to be one of those places that you find a lot.
And there's a community, a massive community for that, and world schooling.
Yeah, exactly. You know, people coming and going, like homeschooling can be a good option.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. I think for short term, so for the garden, I think they have a minimum 5-week turnover.
Yeah.
But for schools, I think it is a term.
Yeah.
And even some schools, you're going to have to be on a wait list. So you need to be prepared. And if you're not sure, yeah.
Especially if you've got multiple kids that you want to get into these different year groups.
Yeah, exactly. And people aren't leaving that often, I guess. So you've got to get in there.
Yeah. And one thing, in terms of school fees, how are the prices? In comparison to, say, if you're going to send your kids to school, private school in Australia.
It is like private school fees. Yeah. It's very close to private school fees, which is one thing that, again, made us like, oh, do we want to? Because in Australia, for primary school, we weren't going to send our kid to private school.
Yeah, so it would be free.
It would have cost us, but not as much.
Yes.
Like it would have been a small amount compared to what we're paying. Yeah. So it's like going to a private school in Australia. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What about you? What about the UK? Is that work? Or even Australia?
For the UK, private school would be more expensive. Yeah. Considerably. Yeah. I would say, it would be considerably more expensive. But we were in the UK, we wouldn't have sent the kids to a private school, especially for primary school for us.
Yeah.
They would have been able to go to just a normal primary school and it would be free education. Yeah. So it's not too bad here. Yeah.
I don't know about high school. I don't know what the fees are here for high school, but it's very expensive in Melbourne.
Yeah. And it's worth noting the fees don't go up much as you get older, but I think that's pretty standard across any country, private kind of schooling.
Yes, just another cost to factor in if you're going to move here to look at it. But again, there's lots of schools that aren't as expensive or there's options for everything, and that's what's so good. Yeah. Kids like CCS?
Yeah, they love it.
Yeah.
They're both happy.
Yeah.
Bella loves rules and following, like structure.
So she thrives on it.
So she's doing really well. She's in year 2. Just, couldn't be happy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Bailey's still in early years. Next year will be year 1. See how that goes sitting on a desk. I don't know. Gosh. But no, they're both really happy and we're happy.
Yeah. And how did they adjust to going to school here when you first kind of moved? Was it easy for them to make friends?
Yeah. So when we moved, obviously they went to the daycare, they went to the garden. We started them off, I think, only 2 days a week, and they'd already been going to nursery in the UK 2 days a week. So they were used to that format. Yeah. And actually, you're always a bit worried as a mum sending your kids somewhere new. Are they going to make friends? But I mean, they were so small.
Yeah.
They were absolutely fine. They loved it. They were outdoors a bit more. Actually say that my kids went to an outdoor school, outdoor nursery in England. They would go it would be freezing cold. You'd wrap them up in like layers of fleeces and undergarments and willies. So they weren't outdoors more. They were outdoors more in the UK. And I forgot that they went to an outdoor nursery. Like looking back, but you send a 2-year-old off in like snow gear to go for the day.
Oh my God.
Yeah, really weird. But no, they adjusted fine. Like it was an easy adjustment. And when they're so small, it's easy. There was no problems. And then we kind of gradually built up their days at daycare.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, they were both going 5 days a week before they moved to CCS anyway.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a huge change for them.
Do you ever worry that because they're surrounded by lots of different languages and they were learning Bahasa maybe from a young age, that they would be behind in learning? Do you think the school is behind? Like if you were to take them back to the UK, do you think they'd be behind?
That's a good question. I think a lot of people feel that way, that maybe they are a bit behind. I don't know if it's true. It's hard to do a direct comparison with the children of their age back in the UK, for example.
Yeah.
All I can do is like see how my, children are doing. For Bella, I think she's doing really well as a 7-year-old. She's reading, she's writing. Like, I don't know. I'd say it's a hard one. I'd be interested to compare them.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes they need to be challenged more here.
Yeah.
As any school, there's lots of different kids at different levels. But it'd be great for the older ones to be, not the older ones, the ones that, are thriving a bit more, to be pushed a bit more.
Yeah.
For Bailey, he's still in early years. It's not a huge thing on my mind at the moment. For me, year one up to year one, you just there to
Play.
make friends, play, socialize, and make yourself, a good kid. So I don't worry so much yet. What about you? Is it something that you're conscious of?
I did. I was kind of maybe a year or so ago. I can't even remember why. I don't know if it's just like the first child you're learning, right?
Yeah.
So I know when she was in the garden before she moved to Canggu Community School, they weren't really learning about phonetics and stuff, and just looking at people in Australia and seeing like some of my friends' kids were. So I think at that point I was a bit like, ooh, that's when I should look at moving her. Yeah. But then the garden started doing more of that, and it was fantastic. And no worries now, because I'm not too concerned. She'll do it when she wants to.
And I also think it's, people are so, like, society tells us they need to be ticking these boxes. And I think for people moving to Bali, it's just not like that. Like, think of the life experience these kids are getting compared to a child just in the UK or in Australia. Like, the people they're meeting, that they're mixing with, the cultures that they're learning.
Yeah,
like,
I hope
they're learning Bahasa from such a young age. Yeah, and I know they teach languages in other countries. I don't know from what age, but like just watching my kids and listening to them speak another language. Yeah. I find amazing. Yeah. And they're just more open-minded, I feel like. Yeah, they're just learning different things. So I don't necessarily think so what if they're not ticking all these boxes from like UK standard of what they should be doing, but they've got a whole lot of life experience going on.
Yes, exactly. So I don't should worry. Yes. And they also have and again, I haven't done schooling in Australia. I just see what is there, right? But they also have so many options of after-school activities. Yeah. CCS have lots of activities after school, from cooking, clay making, writing stories. I think Bella does. Yeah. Is it rollerblading?
Yeah, they do rollerblading, skateboarding, sports, football. Yeah. And they change them quite regularly. So there's a whole mix. So the school days generally are, for CCS anyway, they run from about 8:30 till 3 o'clock. I think most schools are the same here, international schools. And then 3 till 4, they do after school activities. Yeah. Yeah. So it's, a pretty good full day once they've been there all day.
Yeah.
But they have so much on offer, and it's not just at school. They have after school activities. We've also got things outside of the school. Yeah. What about your kids? Like, do they do any others?
Yeah, they do gymnastics, and then they do this, like, it's called gym, where they go and they just, kind of play games, but they're doing things with their bodies, and they're doing acrobats, and they're doing fun things like that. Yeah. Mindset. It's also like mindset coaching through that. There's paddle. They can obviously do paddle, lots of sports, soccer. Yeah. I can't wait until I was old enough to do some fire twirling. Oh, I would love to do fire twirling.
Is that an after school
activity? It is, yeah. You should see Fella wants to do it. Obviously swimming, lots of different dance places. Yes. Tried to get Sophie to be a little ballerina. Wasn't having it. She's more of a gymnastics girl, I think. The circus school.
Horse riding?
Horse riding. Your kids did, well, Bella did like some music stuff, didn't she? Keyboard.
So yeah, Bella was learning the piano for a while, as most kids, things coming but I did sadly, but she was quite good, but wasn't for her in the end. Yeah, we bought a keyboard, and then soon after she decided to finish that one. But there's many music lessons on offer, also singing, there's kids CrossFit. Yeah. The ballet, the jazz.
Yeah. Balinese dancing, which is cool. Yeah. And on like the schooling thing, I know a lot of people that have tutors actually.
Yeah.
So for their older kids,
Mm-hmm.
they do have like a lot of tutors. I don't know if that's just what you do anyway. Again, I haven't done schooling anywhere else, but yeah, so people do that as well, maybe to keep up with their own things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as a parent, how have you gone meeting people, school parents, or how has that gone?
Yeah. Amazingly. Yeah, I would say I couldn't have asked for more, really. I never would have expected it. I think naturally everywhere when you send your kids to school, you kind of make friends with the parents. Not that I have experience through UK schools. I only went to the daycare there and I didn't make so many friends. But here it's amazing. Like people are so friendly and want to make effort because everybody comes here technically without any friends.
Yeah.
Mostly. You know, people may know a few people, but you come here like, I don't know anyone. Like, my friend. You want to hang out with me? So, yeah, parents are always chit-chatting when you go do pick up or drop off, and you make friends quite easily. I think it depends on the year group. I know some have more parent, interaction than others.
Yeah.
For Bella's year, they're very social. All the mullets and even the dads, it depends, like all hanging out.
Yeah.
So it's very inclusive and very social in that respect. Yeah, that's all. Have you made friends through the garden or 50CS?
Yeah, I probably had a different experience with younger because my kids were so young and I had like a baby when I first moved here. Like Sophia is 3.5 and she's still only just maybe starting to play with kids.
Of course, yeah.
So we're not really having play dates for her that much.
Yeah.
And when I first moved here, I didn't find that many with the same age as her. Even now, there's not many families that have the same age as my oldest and then her.
Okay.
There's either at the garden, that's their oldest child, and then they have babies, which is, it's interesting, it's strange. And then at CCS, Annabelle's friends are the youngest, and then they have older kids.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know why. Yeah. What happened, but strange. So yeah, I found it probably challenging in the first year as well because the garden friends we made left after like 6 to 12 months.
Yes, that is the one problem, isn't
it? Yeah. So yeah, I probably didn't make a lot of close friends from school in the first year or so. But now since Annabelle has like gone to CCS where you have to be there for at least a term. So people are going to be sticking around longer.
Yeah.
So I think people make more of an effort when you're going to be here longer or they're going to be here longer.
Yeah.
So yeah, since last year, that she's been there for a year now. So since then, it's a lot easier. And, kids' parties at this age are adult parties. Yeah.
Should talk about that.
Which is so fun. Yes. Oh, yeah, for sure. Kids' parties here
are another level.
It's another level.
Whole new world.
Yeah.
I was so surprised. One of my very good friends now, when we first got here, invited us to her daughter's second birthday. And it was at her villa. It was the most extravagant thing I had ever seen. And probably it's probably pretty average now, like thinking about it.
Was she the one that had a drone? Not that one?
No.
Okay.
You know who she is.
Oh, I know who she is. Yeah. I was just like, did you have a drone?
But it was just amazing. Like, I don't know about you, but kids' parties in the UK are like in a soft play centre. Everyone gets a jam sandwich, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So here you go. There's catering. There's an entertainer. There's a big balloon, like
garland. Yeah.
Big signs everywhere. I was like, this place. What is this? Right. Yeah. That's what everyone does in Bali.
I know.
Yeah, it is. Actually, it's just pretty normal. But that's because things are cheaper here.
Yeah.
You can go all out, which is lovely. But yeah, it's interesting when you're new to Bali.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I've got to do this for my child every time.
Yeah. I've told Annabelle this year it's a small one because Sophia is going to have her first big one.
Oh, cute. Yeah, only one child at a time.
But they're fun as well, right?
Yeah, so kids' parties are generally, I don't know, when you've got the younger kids, adults are invited, usually siblings as well.
Yeah.
And it's, food is put on, drinks are put on for the adults too.
Yeah.
We like to have a wine or a beer, or hang out together. So that's a good opportunity to make friends.
Yeah.
And be social with other parents.
Yeah. That's true.
But very good fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like now Sophia's at the age that she'll go off by herself. So it's a bit nurse hours. Before that, it's you just following her around. So you get to talk to no one.
Yeah, that's the exhausting thing when you've got little ones, is it?
Yeah.
So there's lots, again, like as I said, I think on last episode, Canggu is a party place, but it's also very family orientated. There are lots of things on offer for families to do, and no matter where you go, you'll probably bump into somebody you know or another family. Where are the places you like to go with the kids? Are there any favorites? What do you do on the weekends?
Oh God, that's a good question. We've been kind of trying to do stuff that we enjoy because I don't want to go to play centers anymore. Really? I'm so over them. So one thing I guess I have missed is parks or playgrounds outside where you can just go.
Yeah.
A lot of them here are in cafes and restaurants, which is great when your kids are happy to go off on their own.
Yeah.
My kids have not been at that point until maybe now. So I'm playing around in a play center with them.
Yeah.
Not ideal. But now it's getting much better. So we would choose probably to go to like a beach club or a pool club on a weekend because then we get a little bit of everything. Like they love to go swimming. We love to swim as well and chill and play in the sand and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Park life. Park life definitely is awesome. If you don't know park life, then I don't know where you are. I think everyone knows about park life. My Days Were Wrong is an old favourite. Sophia is still young enough that she enjoys going there.
Yep.
But I generally sent her with the nanny.
Yeah, I would say that's for the younger ones.
These days, yeah.
So for anyone, that doesn't know, park life, what is park life? I know people that live here know what park life is.
People that travel here, come on. If you've Googled what can I do for kids in Bali, it's got to be in the top, right? So park life is an indoor-outdoor play center. It's got a restaurant. It's got an indoor slide, lots of climbing stuff. Outside is swings. I don't know, usual
playground stuff.
Yeah,
there are lots of staff around.
Lots of staff
to help out.
Activities. Yeah, it is nice. It's nice to go.
And the cafe is kind of well positioned that you can sit there and be with your child the whole time. I mean,
and see.
Please do watch your childs at all times if they're small. But like generally,
and the food's really good. Like the Indonesian food from there is delicious.
Yes,
I will always order Indonesian food there. What other play centers do you like that you remember?
I would say, there's quite a few. As I try not frequent play centers all the time. It's like you say, it's not a good balance for what the adults like to do.
Yeah.
My main in Canggu is a great newish one, which has an indoor soft play. It has the pool outside.
My main.
Yeah.
My main. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The animals there is a question mark in my head.
They have like a little petting zoo.
Some goats, a bird, and some rabbits. Have you seen the bird? Little parroty thing? I don't know what bird it is. Chained. Yeah. So in that respect, don't love it and don't really agree with that. I don't know how that's happening. But overall, it's kind of a good place to play for the kids, and the kids really enjoy it, which I guess is the main thing.
Yes.
You've said Park Life, Mookie Land.
Oh, yes, Mookie Land. Just
inflatable
love it. Even I love that, actually. Yeah. When it's not too hot.
Yeah. What do you call in Australia a bouncy castle? Do you call it a bouncy castle?
Yeah, bouncy castle, jumping castle.
Jumping.
It was jumping castle.
I feel like everywhere has a different word.
Yeah, jumping castle.
Jumping castle.
Inflatable world.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah. I love it. It's great. It does get very hot if it's beaming sun.
Yeah.
But
most of it is shaded. Most of them is shaded.
Yeah.
A lot of people get worried that they're not shaded, but they are shaded.
Yeah, they are.
It's just really hot.
When kids are running around, it's going to get hot, isn't it? And bouncing around, no matter where you are, but add in the Bali sun.
Yeah. And they have a cafe.
Yes, they do.
I still think they should put a slip and slide in, but they haven't gone along with that yet. But if you're listening, slip and slide.
Sounds a bit dangerous, so I wouldn't.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
We had that Annabelle's 4th birthday with the jumping castle. I don't know if you remember. And everyone would jump in the pool and then jump on the jumping castle. It was dangerous, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Speaking of like water places, there's Waterbom in Seminyak, which I know you went to recently.
Yeah, just recently.
How was that?
Oh, it is awesome. And I know pretty much everyone's been there other than me, but because Sophie is so little, she can't go on anything.
Yeah.
I just wanted to grow so we can go to more of these things. So it was a bit of a challenge. She couldn't really go on anything, but there are so many great rides and the park itself is beautiful, spacious. There is so many day beds. You're not going to have an issue. So many restaurants.
Yeah, it's really well done.
Can't wait to go again.
Yeah.
Even without the kids, I might go without them so that I can go on all the rides.
Yeah, Adults Day. That would be fun.
Do you go on the slide?
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah. What about the one that just drops you, like the floor falls?
So I haven't. Do they have one there?
Yeah.
I have been on that one in Dubai.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun.
Doesn't it hurt your back? Like
I don't remember hurting myself.
I would have.
Yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah, I'm not doing scary. Yeah, no. I do the fast ones, but I don't know. Not that one.
Yeah. What other kid-friendly places are there? So can you take your kids to beach clubs?
Yes. Yep. Mostly until I think is at 7 at some places. So I think like Atlas is until 7.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Fins, I would take them after 7. But there's also kid-friendly areas in Fins, I think.
Yeah, there definitely used to be.
There used to be a kids-only pool until 7. I'm not sure if that's the case anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, we take them everywhere.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, pretty much. We love, just going to beach club for the day.
Yeah.
I would say Potato Head's great. Atlas is good. Obviously, the kids area.
How do you go with minimum spend?
Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know if they've increased, but Potato Head, I can't remember, is it like 3 or 4 million?
Yeah.
For a bed?
Yeah, I can't remember the exact figure, but I feel like it's in the
like
3 millions.
Yeah, and if you're with your kids, just the 4 of us, for example, and we're not drinking, it's like,
it's hard to reach a minimum spend if you're not drinking alcohol with the kids. Sometimes we just suck up the minimum spend just to go there and we don't use all the credit. Yeah, it's just to go there. You don't want to be just drinking a lot with your kids.
Yes, exactly.
It depends really. If you're going to spend the whole day there, more chance of spending. Early dinner. Some of these places you can go early. They're open from 10. You can kind of make a day of it.
Yeah.
Well, every minimum spend is different at different places, and they do tend to have offers and they change them up. And
true.
Always check
like Shulls all the time.
The current things. But also we love going down to Uluwatu. There's some great beach clubs down there. Like Sundays is pretty well like kid friendly. The only thing with that one, there isn't a pool. Yeah, which is a shame. But we still like there. Ulu Cliff House is fun.
Yes, that's right.
Mari Beach Club.
Yeah. Have you been to Flamingo Beach
No.
Club? It's like on the other side.
Oh.
Bali.
No, tell me more.
What is the area called? It's way before Chandidasa, but it's after Sanua. I'm going to say it's like near Ahmed, but it's on the black sand beaches there. Oh, what is the area called? It is so fun with kids.
Oh.
Yeah. Like they have a cubby house, a playground. They have foam parties. So foam parties are a big thing in Bali.
Is it just for kids specifically?
No, it's kids and adults. Okay. But like minimum spend is really cheap.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 100,000 for a bed. Yeah. The food is great, cheap.
Yeah.
Drinks. Yeah. They do like face painting and they do activities for kids. They have a magician sometimes. I don't know, just really nice vibe. Yeah. And the pool's great too and the view. Yeah. So
I've never heard of it.
Check that out.
Yeah. Cool.
What about all the other things that I guess a lot of maybe tourists do come as well and do, but we probably don't go to as much? Is like reptile park, bird park, the zoo. Yes,
those things are good. We've been there. We've been to the reptile park and the bird park. both good. They're next door to each other.
Yeah.
For anyone that doesn't know, we plan to go to the reptile park. I'm like, oh, the bird park's here too.
Yeah.
So convenient because they're not
It was
huge.
really nice.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm not even into birds, but I really liked it. I was so surprised.
Yeah, and the reptile park I thought was great.
Yeah.
It's only small, so you can do it fairly quickly, and it's quite informative. People tell you about all the different reptiles inside.
Very good. They take you, don't they?
Yeah, somebody takes you.
Yeah. You don't pay extra. It's just part of it.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty good. It's a good day trip kind of thing. There's obviously Bali Zoo. I've never been.
You haven't been to Bali Zoo?
No, I kind of got to that point where I don't want to go to zoos.
Any more zoos?
Kind of agree.
I love it.
I know I just said I've been to the Bali Bird and Reptile Park, but
I think it's pretty good there. I think they look after them really well.
do they?
Yeah. In, zoo ways.
In the zoo way.
But they also have a show there. And the show is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What animals in the show?
No animals. Oh, there's animals, but they're just like on a parade. But it's a show about, I think they change it up. I think when we went, it was about the different cultures of Indonesia, the different areas of Indonesia. And like the performance was so good.
So if someone speaks?
Yes,
And it's in English or Bahasa?
Both. Yeah, both. Yeah. So I think it's like a puppet. I think was it the puppet one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't remember. But they're real people and they do acts, and it was just really beautifully done. And I've been to a few shows in Bali, and it's probably one of the best.
Okay.
Maybe goes for half an hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was at the zoo, and it was good. You should go.
No.
Yeah, you should. It's nice.
Do you know what? But going to Melbourne Zoo was the thing that put me off, to be honest. The animals there don't look happy. The gorilla, one had been killed recently by the other gorilla, I think because he's depressed. And when I saw the gorilla, he looked very sad. I then saw the elephants, and they didn't look very happy either. So that put you off for the show. So I'm not going to zoos.
Fair enough.
Off the list, but if you like animals, that's okay. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
What's that?
Yeah.
So, on a lighter note, there's been a few that open, like a few cool places that opened around Sanua. Aerospace.
For kids' activities.
Flip and climb. Climb. You should go for the climb. Yeah. Again, Sophia's too young to go to these places, so I haven't been. Well, she's not too young, she's too small. Yeah. But they look so cool.
Yeah.
Have you been to Aerospace? Or just thinking?
Yeah, we went to Aerospace for Bailey's birthday back in February. And I loved it. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, good fun. You go for a couple of hours. That's all you need. It gets quite exhausting.
Was it too busy or anything?
I would say it got quite busy. It wasn't too busy, but there were plenty of kids around. I managed to go down a few slides myself. Yeah. Please do follow the safety rules because I didn't put my arms in and grazed. I can see scars there. The skin off, I got like a burn.
Yeah.
It's like,
water slides.
Yeah. So, no, it's a great place. Indoors, just need your socks, jumping. And it's pretty good fun.
Go check out, Clip and Climb, I think it is. So it's like a rock climbing place, but I think it's got obstacles and other stuff as well where you just clip and you climb around and you climb.
Are you up high?
I think a couple of, if you want to go up high, you can go up high.
I don't know. Since as I get older, my fear of heights got larger. Yeah. Year by year, it gets worse.
There's skydiving.
But the kids like it, so,
Yeah.
go sit and watch. I'll look that one up. So what about the beaches here for kids? What are the beaches like? Around this area to start with.
I'm not the best person to tell you because I don't love the beaches around Canggu, to be honest.
They're predominantly black sand. Canggu area.
Sand, and I guess I have my own personal fear of the dogs on the beach.
Yeah.
With my little kids because they love the dogs, and obviously when they were younger, they weren't as understanding not to just go up to all the dogs to touch them. So that does freak me out a little bit that I have to be vigilant on them all the time. Yeah. It's a little bit better now, and I do find Seminyak, there's not as many roaming dogs everywhere. So I love Seminyak, and the water is a lot easier for them to go swimming, same as us as well. But we do go down just to caravan. Times were wrong for the beaches. And we always end up swimming. Like the girls, as much as they're like, I don't want to go, they love it. And then Uluwatu, love Uluwatu. Padang Padang is amazing with the kids because there's no waves and you can go swimming out into the bay, sort of cove.
Yeah.
And then any beach on Uluwatu obviously has beautiful sand as opposed to where we live.
You just have a large incline.
Yeah,
down there.
Yeah, that's true. You have big steps, but it makes it more fun.
Yeah.
Do you have favourites?
Similar to you, really. We like to go to Seminyak because the beaches are a little bit nicer, flatter, just easier with the kids. In the waters, calmer. So we do try and go there if we just want to relax a bit more. We do love going to Caravan in Brawa Beach.
Yeah.
Just so we can have a nice time, have a cocktail maybe, and the kids can play in the water.
Yeah.
And you always
find bump
into someone you
bump
know.
into a kickful.
And so there's kids playing all together. So it's quite a nice environment. The same at Times Beach Wara.
Yeah.
In Canggu is the same. So the beaches on the whole aren't the best. But they're fine. They serve their purpose.
Yeah. Well, obviously kids are generally funny or difficult and challenging. Has there been any moment that you can recall that has stood out as like being
I would say standout moments, losing Bailey in Waterbom when he was 3. He's quite, a zest for life, like he does his own thing, little boys do. And they were playing like the toddler area, and there's lots of different levels and things, and there was quite a lot of kids, and it's hard to kind of keep track when you're not up there.
And it's a big place.
And it's quite big, and there are staff at the top of slides, so you kind of think they're okay. And suddenly I was like, "Where's Bailey?" We could so we were there with Patrick's family actually, and so we were all like panicked, looking, rushing around, and then I don't know, 10 minutes later. We find him. He's coming down.
10 minutes.
It was ages. I've never freaked out.
He's panic. Yeah. What a fight.
Yeah. So scary. He was 3, right? 3.
Oh my God. I don't know.
We found him. He was going down a slide on his own. One of the
living his best life.
Opposite like the kids area. There's some little slides. Yeah, just going down it. He was happy as Larry. Had no idea we were stressed and looking for him. So that was a scary moment.
Oh my God.
But he was fine. But when you lose your child, even if it's for a second in the
it feels like so much longer.
That was stressful. Other than that, I mean, Bailey's still at the age where he likes to have a meltdown here and there. Tantrums are still in force at 5. Hopefully they'll calm down soon.
Yeah,
but he's a loud child. Likes to be seen.
Yeah,
so quite often at school, leaving school, we still have those moments. But I've learned to make peace with it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. What about you? Any funny moments, awkward moments?
That's like Sophia. She will just have a tantrum forever.
Yeah.
And Milka Mudu, she just, I don't know why, it's just always there when we're trying to leave.
Oh, really?
She just falls on the floor and she does the thing. Annabelle was never like that. Yeah. So I was that first parent with, my child doesn't do that.
Yeah.
She does other things, but she doesn't do that. Yeah. And then second child, just like literally on the floor pounding her legs and, oh my God, carrying her out. And the restaurant is full. Like Milka Mudu is a restaurant.
Yeah.
And the staff know her. They know her very well. Yeah. Like she's done it a few times. But they love her and it's quite funny.
Yeah, cute. I have to say I have seen her at your front door doing that a few times.
Yeah, because she just wants me. Like always, it's got to be me, and I just don't want to deal with it, so I will just come out and do it. Yeah, she's so cute though, and it's so annoying.
She is very cute.
But a funny something that's different that I didn't know, and maybe it's just from being a first-time parent, or it's just different here.
Yeah,
I think it is different here. Is Annabelle's first play date. I think I even told you at the time I was asking you if it was normal. She was only 3.5. I'm going to say 3.5. Like we'd only been here for a while. She's always loved to be around other kids. Like she cannot be alone. So it's funny because Sophia's older and she still doesn't really have that many friends.
Yeah.
But Annabelle, so she was having her first play date at another child's house, messaging the mum like, cool, play date. I was expecting that I was coming as well to have like a coffee, meet this mum and maybe, make a friend because it was like, I just needed friends maybe, I don't know. But we get there and obviously they have a nanny and the mum comes out and like, oh, hi, feel free to just leave her. I'm working, but the nanny will just watch her. Or you can just stay and just go if you need to work or go on your phone or something. And that was so different to me, like out of this world, like not what I expected. And I didn't want to look silly. I was like, oh yeah, cool. I'll just sit over here.
So you stayed?
So I stayed for a bit, but then Annabelle, I was like, are you okay? Like, we knew the nanny, we still do now, and like they're friends now. And we're friends now with the parents, but at the time I just didn't know what was the norm.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think at the time, I spoke to you and someone else, and they're like, no, we don't normally just drop them at that age sort of thing. So I was like, okay, cool. It wasn't just me, but they were used to that. That's just what they did. But at the time I was kind of like felt embarrassed. I was like, what do I do? Yeah. And then I did leave and then I came back and it was just a very awkward moment.
Yeah. Those things are different. Yeah. And everyone does things differently. So
yes.
Just always ask.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, exactly. Yeah. I always ask. I remember doing it another time where I think when we were younger, a lot of people would do play dates and send the nannies to do play dates. But because we did have one nanny, but she was primarily to help me with Sophia being the baby, I would go with Annabelle to the play date. So it'd be me hanging out with like the nanny or even birthday parties. Like birthday parties, you'd go to a birthday party and a lot would be just nannies and you'd sit there kind of by yourself. So that did happen a lot. Where I was just hanging with the nannies. Yeah. Just different.
It's just different.
You learn.
You do that.
Or you just do what you can.
Yeah, cool. So I'd say overall, Bali is very family friendly. If you're thinking of moving here, coming here, whatever, don't see Bali as like a difficult place to bring kids.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
Yeah.
The local people are so good with kids.
Yes.
It's great.
And then you can get, I think the other questions that I feel like I see from especially Facebook groups, like bringing stuff here, like people like nappies.
Yeah.
If you're coming for a holiday, I understand if you have very specific nappies, definitely bring it. But you can get nappies here.
Yeah.
You can bring pseudo-cream or you can get pseudo-cream if you're going to get a rash. But like don't overthink, I guess. Like there's babies here. We live here. Yeah. There are nappies here. Yeah. Formula. Yeah. Obviously it's not specific formulas. Yeah, definitely bring. But yeah, if you have any questions about those sorts of things, definitely let us know. We can cover it in another Q&A because I feel like the kid thing is a big topic about.
Totally.
It's scary. It's your child and you want to be prepared.
Yeah, I guess. Absolutely.
For those, coming over. But toys, if you are moving here, toys are challenging, I think, to find. Or even furniture. Like I couldn't get a cot for Sophia when I moved here, like a proper cot. They were just really plasticky or not good quality.
I'd say the one place that's good, they still have IKEA here.
They do.
So we ordered one from IKEA when we first got here.
Yeah.
Didn't end up using it for very long, but
oh yeah, you wouldn't have.
That's a good lifeline.
Yeah. Or Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
It's not too bad as well.
Yeah.